Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out to be with us on today. We are so grateful to have you with us on today, December the 9th, at our Hope County Board of Education monthly meeting. So, at this time, the time is now 6:00 p.m., December the 9th, and the meeting is called to order. At this time, I'm gonna ask the board members if I could get an amendment to move the spotlight on success to underneath the invocation.
I make a motion that we move spotlight on success to the top of the agenda.
Second.
Okay, the motion has been made, it's been second, all in favor of amendment?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, at this time, I'm gonna pray, and then we'll have our spotlight on success. Father God, we thank you for this day. We ask that you touch everyone that's in this building. Lord, we ask that you touch the children. Keep us together, God, as we move forward, God, to do your will in Hope County. We ask that you just bless us and keep us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
So at this time, we are going to have spotlight on success. And the first person on spotlight on success is Jasmine Emmanuel. I'm not sure if Jasmine is here, but
She's on her way.
she's on her way.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we can do the track. Cross country. We'll do that next. So, you gonna do it? Okay. That's it.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It is my great pleasure to welcome our Sandy Grove Middle School cross-country team. And before I start talking about them a little bit, I'm going to call in Coach Woodson, and she's going to tell us about some of their accomplishments.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tawanda Woodson. I am the head girls and boys cross-country coach, as well as girls and boys track coach at Sandy Grove Middle School. Our young ladies, it's interesting you called them the track team because that is indeed who they are. Most of these young ladies started off as distance runners and then graduated to sprinters. So as we finished our track season, we finished it on a Tuesday, we went right into cross country on Thursday. And I don't know if you all are familiar, but that's a whole different set of twitching muscles that you have to use. So I am so extremely proud of them. This year was their 4th year in a row as conference champs. I often tell them hard work and dedication, it pays off. They're stellar in the classroom as well as on the track and as well as on the cross country course. So I'm extremely proud of them. It's an honor for me to be able to coach them. It's been phenomenal. Parents, I want to say thank you for allowing me to help your babies reach the potential and help them build their confidence as they continue to move forward, because what they do now sets up their character for what they do in the future. So I thank you all for that. So that's we won 4 years. It was phenomenal. Funny story, when we went to our first meet, one of the coaches from Cordova, we walked up, he said, "Oh Lord." I said, "Yeah, we're here." We're here. Most of our girls finished in the top 15 out of about 60 contestants. Wow. So they're extremely dedicated and they work hard, and I'm so proud of them.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And we're also going to have Mr. Bowden to come up and say a few words. Your principal, Dr. Bowden.
He's right there.
He's coming.
Well, good evening.
Good evening.
I just came to be supportive of my cross-country team. Very proud of their achievements, 4 years in a row. It'll be 5 years in a row next year, but I know they're gonna do well. We got a lot of great kids at Sandy Grove Middle School. They're really working hard to produce, not just in athletics, but they're working hard to produce academically too. So I'm very proud of those kids and what they're doing. And if you look at them well, you can tell they're really fine kids, so they're gonna be just fine.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Bowden. And students, I'm your superintendent, and I am so proud of you. And I want you to make sure you continue to do the great work that you're doing out there on the field. Continue to keep those academics up also. And we got a big plaque that's coming. Santa didn't bring it tonight, but it's coming. And we'll have that ready for you too. So thank you for all you do, parents, administrators, Coach Woodson. Again, thank you for all you do and congratulations on a great season.
And if we could we actually get, somehow, some way, get them to stand in front of the tree that's in the foyer and take a picture of them? We want to highlight the good things that's happening in Old County. Thank you, boys and girls.
And Madam Chair, I would like to say about my niece over here, not to put any other kids down, but Layla Sutherland, that's my niece. She's been running since she was about 7, 8 years old. She's been running with the big girls and actually keeping up with them and beating them. So I just want to say that I'm proud of her. I'm proud of all your kids. I just keep up the good work. And I said my niece was gonna break Kathy McMillan's record. I believe any of you can beat her record.
All right.
So I just want to say congratulations.
All right. So if you would meet, out at the tree and take a picture, so we can spotlight them throughout in Hope County.
It really is. Yes.
Next on Spotlight on Success, we have Jasmine Emmanuel. We're gonna ask Ms. Baker if it's something she wanna say.
Oh, absolutely. I have so much that I could say about Ms. Emmanuel. She is our lead EC teacher at Up Church, but she is much more than that. She is a mentor to all of our new teachers. She is a steady rock for some of our other teachers, and she is truly one that we can always count on that is going to be supportive and help in whatever way she can. Thank you, Ms. Emmanuel, for everything.
And I just want to say, as the EC director, she's a jewel. She's an absolute jewel, and she's a listener. She is a listener, and I appreciate that. Jasmine, all that you have done for Hope County Schools for our EC.
And on behalf of the Board of Education, Dr. Spells, Jasmine, we want to give you this certificate in recognition of the achievement of being named Educator Excellent at the 74th Council of Exceptional Children by North Carolina Department of Instruction. I think your name may be misspelled on your. Yeah, that's me. Okay, so we just want to say thank you so much and we appreciate it.
And I brought one of my students along.
Oh, wow.
He came to support me, and I've had him since he was in kindergarten. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Okay,
In education.
last but not least on Spotlight on Success is in Indian education.
Good evening. While they're getting prepared, I would like to introduce Ms. Christina Board, who all of you have met before, which is our parent liaison for Hope County Schools Indian Education Program. But we also have the students represented tonight with Miss Maya Jones, Miss Mayana Board, and Miss Makaya Oxendine. These students represent San Hope Early College as well as Hope County High School.
Right.
Hello, good evening, everybody. My name is Nia Jones. I'm president of Hanasa Club at Hood County High School.
Hi, my name is Mayana Bullard. I'm vice president of Hanasa at Hood County High School.
Hi, my name is Makaya Oxendine. I'm a member of Hanasa at San Hope Early College.
Why Native American Heritage Month matters is because it honors the strength, resilience, and the wisdom of our ancestors. It brings knowledge of the native sovereignty and culture, and it also helps remind everyone that Native Americans are important to history, and it reminds everyone that we're still here. The tribes in North Carolina are Lumbee, Cherokee, Coharie, Halawasaponi, Saponi, Wakamasiwan, Meherrin, and Occaneechi.
Here are some famous natives. Wilma Mankiller, the first female chief. Henry Mary Lowry held the Lowry gang after the Civil War. Jim Thrope, the first native to win an Olympic medal.
There were multiple events within November. The past November, there was a ribbon skirt workshop which I attended, and a picture of me up there. So it was a lot of fun. A lot of girls got ribbon skirts. There were pine needle workshops, painting workshops, and even stations. There were multiple programs at multiple different schools, which were West Hoke Middle School, Sandy Grove Elementary School, and San Hope Early College, which I was a part of planning the San Hope Early College event. It was a lot of fun, and there was even teachers coming up to me saying they were excited for next year's. There were multiple field trips. We went to a Hornets game, and they had a halftime show where they brought a bunch of native dancers out, and they basically had like a mini powwow. And then there was Lumbee Day, which I believe Hawkeye Elementary School children went to. And then there were multiple like food events. So they made pepper jelly. Okay, they made pepper jelly. They did a fry bread demonstration, collard greens, and they had like an indigenous luncheon where people came in and ate. Thank you.
We want to thank you for everything you do for our students, and as a token of our appreciation, we would like to present these gifts to the members of the board.
Oh, thank you.
The gift was actually something that the students created in one of their cultural workshops. So this is an handmade gift from our students. Thank you. Thank you. And again, thank you for all that you do for our kids. Thank you. All right. Thank you. That is awesome. Good evening. I'm Catherine Boone, current chairperson of the Hope County Board of Education. Momentarily, the board will begin its organization meeting to determine its next board chair and vice chair. I would like to note that the quorum has been established and that there's 5 members are present. I will now turn it over to Board Attorney Pender to conduct the election for the board chair and vice chair.
Thank you. The Hope County Board of Education Policy 2200, Election of Officers and Organization of the Board, states that the board will hold an organizational meeting for the election and qualification of officers, and it will be held at the regularly scheduled December meeting of the board. Today, December 9th, is the Hope County Board of Education's regularly scheduled board meeting for December. With that said, I now open the floor for nominations for the office of chair.
I would like to nominate Rosa McAllister McCray as chair.
I would like to nominate Ruben Castellon as board chair.
Are there any other nominations for the position of board chair? Okay. We have multiple nominations on the floor. Would either of you like to state a position as to your bid for the chair position on the board? Okay. If not, we will move to a vote. We will start with Ms. McAllister, or excuse me, Dr. McAllister McCray, is that right?
Yeah.
Dr. McAllister McCray. All of those in favor of Dr. McAllister McCray as board chair indicate by saying aye. Those
Aye.
opposed indicate by saying no.
No.
Okay, so how many ayes were there? Sorry, if we could count. 1, 2. All right, that motion does not carry. All of those in favor of Mr. Castellan as board chair, say aye.
Aye.
That 3. And all those opposed, say nay.
Yay.
All right. The motion for Mr. Castellan carries. Congratulations, Mr. Castellan, you are now the board chair. All right, Mr. Castellan.
What a way to start. You gotta start reading things. Which one is this one here? I appreciate the board's confidence in me in this important role. I will turn it back over to our board attorney for vice chair nominations.
All right. Now we will move on to the vice chair. The floor is open for nominations for the position of vice chair. Any nominations?
I nominate Angela Sutherland for vice chair.
Are there any other nominations for the position of vice chair? Okay. Hearing none, we will now vote on the nomination for Angela Sutherland for the position of vice chair. All those in favor of Angela Sutherland as vice chair indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed indicate by saying no.
No.
All right. There are 3 votes in favor and 2 votes against. The motion carries. All right, now selected, the newly elected board will follow the agenda for the duration of the meeting.
That's sweet seats.
Do we?
Yeah. Let's do this.
Are y'all gonna open the gifts?
Let me get my jacket.
Is yours?
Yeah.
I love the next one, just more. I like the chair.
Thank you.
And my sister was not here.
Exactly.
Okay. Where we at? Okay. Yep, right here. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I'm on the agenda. Second.
Okay, it's been, moved by, Miss Dr. Rosa and, second by Angela. Move forward, can I get, whoever's gonna vote for it?
Say aye. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No, let me say.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, it, passes. All right, so, what's next? Chair's report. All right. Okay, first, I'm gonna start my chair's report by just, praying. I wanna thank God for today. I wanna thank God for still being alive. Many people can't say the same. There's a lot of stuff going on in America today. We all know it. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank God. I give you blessings for everything that we do. And I truly hope that the next 11 months, I truly hope that we can move forward and do everything that we gotta do for the students first, and the staff, the faculty, the teachers, everybody, and the parents, as they are a vital role to continue educating our students. And we did the spotlight on success already. Public comment? Well, yeah, my bad. Okay, now the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Castellone. Just wanna welcome everybody here and wish everyone a happy holidays. First thing I wanted to talk about, just a couple of cleanup items that we've been working on at the district. We did, I know we had talked about it with the board asked me to look into it. We looked into making some adjustments and some repairs to the bus garage. Very expensive to get that done, because there's a lot of issues over there. But right now, it's looking like it would cost us around $10 million to get that done. So we got the report. So money's the issue, but we all know that something needs to be done about that. We also working on our, because April is right around the corner. We're working on our capital needs projects with principals. We sent that out. We also looking, as administrators, just looking at what we need to get done. So a lot of things are going on with that. And to piggyback that, we are working on our 5-year facilities plan as outlined by the state. So a lot of things going on in the facility arena right now. So, next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, the Christmas luncheon will be Tuesday at 12 o'clock.
Okay.
16th.
Where?
At the Wright Center.
What time you say?
12 o'clock. Our annual Christmas luncheon. Also very excited to announce on the 20th, we were able to give out 99 turkeys. Well, gave out 100, but one didn't exactly make it where it was supposed to make it to, and it spoiled. But we were able to give out 99 turkeys out and the right in front of the building. So we were happy that we were able to support our families during this difficult time. On Saturday, I'm very excited that we're gonna have 25 kids for our shop with the superintendent. We're gonna meet at Walmart, Rayford Walmart at 9 o'clock. We have some chaperones out there that's gonna help us, families know where to meet us at. These folks were picked by the principals and some staff members that I assigned to find us some kids. So right now, we're looking at about 25 kids that are gonna be coming out, so I'm very excited to get that done. I don't know how long it takes kids to shop, so I'm thinking it's about an hour, but it could be a lot longer, so.
Yes.
So we'll have my Santa hat for that event, and just want to see the smiles on the kids' faces and making sure that we're good community partners and we're good neighbors for the community. So very excited about that, Mr. Castellone.
I'm too. And we're all excited.
That's it.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the public comment. You got anybody?
Yes, we have 3 people. As a reminder, members of the public are invited to speak during the public comment portion of the board's regularly scheduled monthly board meeting. A sign-up sheet is made available prior to the start of the meeting. Only individuals or groups who have signed up are permitted to speak, and comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Board members will not respond to or address speakers' comments. Comments regarding particular individual employees, student records, or other matters which are required to be kept confidential may not be discussed in this open forum setting. All comments must be respectful and civil per ordinary rules of order and decorum. First, we have Robin R. Hammonds. Robin? Yeah, do you mind checking? See if Robin Hammonds is open?
He's coming.
Oh, there he is. Thank you.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
Hey, how are you?
My name's Robin Hammonds. I'm here to speak on behalf of Coach Small tonight. Many of y'all have seen me on the sidelines. I've been with him the whole entire time that he's been coach over here at Hope County. And it's been a great journey with Coach Small. Met him at the meet and greet. And for some reason or another, I was the person that was called on to pray that day, and I prayed and didn't think much about it. I didn't think I'd ever get back on the field. At my age, the closest you can get to the field is the sideline, okay? But he called me up and asked me what I consider, being chaplain. I said, yeah, I'd like to do that. It's outside of my realm of being a pastor, but I'd like to consider that. I had to go through FCA, and they do rigorous background check. And I said, man, they doing that. I got to get you deep enough, you can find dirt on anybody. But I come out clean enough, let me say that. But, I love Hope County athletics, been following them for a long time. My daughter played volleyball. Volleyball had a great season, wrestling's going good. But it'd be nice if all of our athletics was trending upward. And that would be awesome tonight. But as you consider, the decisions y'all have to make, and we appreciate the work that y'all do in the community. Y'all have a tough job. You have to deal with a lot of different issues in the community with children and all that, and busing. And again, we appreciate everything you do. But as you consider, Coach Small's family just come into town. That's giving them some stability as he, considers to move forward. And we all know in here that there's always going to be a changing of the guard. 10 years from now, some of y'all won't be sitting at this table. Where our pastor at now, 10 years from now, I might not be at that church. There's always going to be a changing of guard. But, I feel personally like this, it may be a little bit premature. If we look at wins and losses and we judge every program by that, then we'd be getting rid of coaches every single year. But John Maxwell said something that makes a lot of sense to me, and something that I try to share with the players. We win some and we grow some. Losses are not to be taken negative. When we have a loss, we learn from it, we try to improve. And that's been some of the values that he has tried to, push forward with these young men. One of the blessings of being where I'm being in the locker room, is always been able to see former players come by and have a pep talk with the players that are there now. And the group he's got coming up now through freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, we're going to have some exceptional athletes as far as the football program goes. And I would love to see Coach have the opportunity to finish at least with these guys that are there. We have freshmen that made all conference. That's an awesome thing.
Mr. Hammond, that's the time.
Okay, all right. Well, I appreciate it. And just ask y'all to consider that. God bless you.
Next is George M. Small.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
All right. I'm gonna be brief. I know I only have 3 minutes. So I just want to speak honestly about who we are and what we faced and what we accomplished throughout the season. We finished the year with a 2-7 record. We were a young team, and at times our team, we had limited skill players. But what we lacked in experience or depth or more, we made up with heart, grit, and willingness to keep fighting, no matter the circumstances. Every week, these athletes showed up ready to work, ready to learn, and ready to give everything they had. This season brought challenges, many of them. Some were on the field in the form of tough opponents, injuries, and difficult breaks. Others came off the field, things we couldn't control with personal and family crises that were far outweighed the importance of playing football, a football game, or showing up for practice. And of course, we continue to recover from the unprecedented disruption caused by the COVID pandemic, which affected our numbers over the last 2 seasons. Nevertheless, we slowly climbed back towards the strength we had during our playoff years, and we see promising young talent emerging on the horizon. That disruption impacted our development, our routine, and even the way our players learn and grow together as a team. But still, we press forward. Yes, the scoreboard reflected wins and losses, but it didn't tell the full story, because in many of the areas that truly matter, character and integrity, accountability, and life skills, this team won every single week. We watched young athletes evolve into responsible teammates, into leaders, and into individuals who understand what perseverance really looks like. We had the privilege of welcoming 5 new coaches this season. These men stepped in during the time of rebuilding, bringing integrity, vision, and relentless focus on doing things the right way. Even they continue to grow and learn themselves as young coaches. They challenged our players, supported them, and helped lay the foundation for what this program will become. Their commitment, especially in a year of transition, cannot be overstated. And while our record may not place us at the top of any standing, our progress places us on the path to something far more meaningful. This season, we had 3 seniors, 1 junior, 3 freshmen earn spots on the All Mid-South Conference team. 5 others made honorable mention. 2 freshmen made All-State. These are the most players we have placed in 3 years.
Mr. Small, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right, and we have Avanti Norwood.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, board members. I've been on this podium quite a few times as a parent, as a substitute, and now I have the honor of working for Hope County Schools. And I choose to speak every month because I want to encourage other people to speak, other people to show up. You know, we talk about change, but change requires, people. It requires the community. And so I recently became a teacher in Hope County Schools. Prior to teaching, I was in the military for 20 years, and I will tell you, this is the hardest job I've ever worked in my life. And that's not a bad thing. It just means that there's a lot to it. And when you're on the other side, you really don't realize how hard it really is. And it's a lot. And most of the teachers, they don't do it for the money. They do it because they love the children. I do want to give some special shout outs tonight to Ms. Wattenberger, who is my son's 2nd grade teacher, because as a teacher, I realized how hard it is. And it is truly, it's hard. And I also want to give a special shout out to Mr. Kingsmill, who is the assistant principal at East Hope Middle. Every day, I'm trying to figure it out and figure life out. And I would definitely say that is probably the most consistent help, effortless help on his part that I've had. Because there are days that I go home and I am exhausted. I am tired. My brain hurts. And I don't say that in a bad way. I say that because I think it's really important for people to understand how hard the job is for not just the teachers, but the staff members, even down to the janitorial service that we have at the school. And I just want to encourage the board to encourage those staff members to speak about how they can be helped, how they can be encouraged to stick around. I have friends who are teachers at most of the schools here in Rayford. We moved to North Carolina in 2020 with the military, and I met teachers from most elementary schools to the high school, and I talk to them just about how challenging it is. They look at me and they say, welcome. Although challenging, it is fulfilling. But I think when I look overall just at our school, in our district, and the people that I talk to, they need help. It's hard. So I would just encourage the board members. I listen to Miss Dr. Fontenberry every month talk about this vacancy report and the positions. And I will tell you, it's hard and it's gonna take more than just her. So I just would encourage the board to get out, talk to the teachers and listen to their experiences. Thank you.
That's all.
Thank
Public
you.
comment.
Before I address the next item, I would like to know what is the wishes of the board as it relates to the consent agenda? Do we want to just approve the consent agenda, or do we want to approve each individual item? We've done both, I just want to be consistent. I don't care which way we go, I just want to know how we want to do it as a board.
You said Madam Chair, but Chairman, I would suggest that we stop putting policy changes, like 100 policy changes on a consent agenda at all, and always have them presented by whoever the new policy chairperson, committee chairperson is gonna be, so that you can at least give a rundown to the public and to the board who's not on the committee of what the major changes are that you'd like for the rest of the board to be aware of, past looking at them for 3 days or.
All right, I'm gonna think about it, but let me address the same question I just had. My question is, do we want to vote on each individual item on the consent agenda, or do we want to, vote on the consent agenda title itself? That's my question.
Chairman, Castellon, I prefer that we do each item because, from previous experience, it was like I was skipping over everything. So my recommendation is to do each item.
Only
2 things, right?
Huh?
It's only 2 things.
Yeah, I just want, so each individual item? Okay. All right, so, it's the wishes of the board that we go ahead and, do each individual item. Okay, so the first, item on the consent agenda is, the minutes from November the 6th. Can I get a motion to approve the, November 6th to,
I make
2025?
a motion to approve the minutes for November 6th, 2025.
Second. Then it's been, motion and second, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Okay. Well, the second item is the, school board, policies. I know there's, quite a few in there. Does anybody have any questions about any of the policies?
I have a question. What, as the chair of that committee, what are the major changes you'd like for us to be aware of?
That's a very good question. One of the major issues, I can't remember, lawyer, maybe you can assist me with it. One of the biggest changes on one of the policies, which I don't remember the number, was for lack of words, the chain of command. We made some changes as far as making sure that board members do not take it upon themselves to go and address issues that we receive by people that have a complaint or whatever, to go to a specific principal. As an example, instead, the policy addresses the fact that the board member needs to address the concern of that person that email, call, text, to the superintendent. Unless obviously is involving an issue, with the CEO, it will be addressed, accordingly with the lawyer. That's the one, that that brings to mind that's the biggest issue. Yeah, really, that's the only one that, I think that really affects, the board members.
I'm really concerned on how they affect our students and staff.
My recommendation may be, whenever we put the school board policies up, whenever they are put here, maybe we can have it highlighted for the changes that we did make at the policy meeting, so that that would stand out, and that'll be something for,
You know, I think, not to beat this horse to death, but I think a good idea, Don, maybe you can put some information on this. I think a good idea would be when, so the way it works right now is we have the, policy committee. The way it works right now is that we meet every other month. It so happens that we met today. We agreed on a total of 20, policies per meeting. And the way it works is that the current 3 board members are in the policy committee, which is myself, Catherine Blue, and Angela Sutherland. The policy specifically says a chair, 1 member, not to exceed a total of 3. Okay, and so I think it'd be appropriate, and I don't see the issue with it. Would be that, like next month, when we meet on the regular monthly meeting, Don is gonna give us all a hard copy. I think it'd be a good idea if, the other 2 board members, can get the same copy. And if you have modifications, because really what it is really, there ain't a lot of major changes on each policy unless it's forced by us, by law, or by DPI. Most of the stuff that really we've been doing is just, grammar stuff, little insignificant stuff, but it's pretty much, we've been basically focusing on dress right dress to make sure that it's consistent across. Like as an example, capitalizing the B for board, capitalizing the S for superintendent, stuff like that. We haven't really made major changes that is going to affect the students per se. So now, having said that, if the 2 other board members wish that, I am currently the chair for the policy committee right now. I would not like for you to email me, call me, or text me the day of the meeting, because I've already read all my stuff. I know what I'm gonna recommend to the other board members for changes that if we accept it. And so we have basically 20 policies, and you have basically 30 days. And I basically pace myself to read them, every other day or whatever, and I end up reading all 20 policies. So if y'all want that, the only thing I ask is that in a very reasonable time, you can provide, I encourage you to provide input. The other thing that we can do is,
Chairman?
hold on, let me finish. The other thing that we can do is, as soon as the changes are made, with the recommended changes, because that happens normally relatively quick, we can get an email with the changes. But again, directing any changes to the chair of the policy. That way, I'm the focal point for her. We are the focal point for each other. And so what I don't want is, I don't want to create something and it creates unnecessary work for her. I mean, I see that as an option. But really, if you decide to read the policies at the last moment before you come in, and I know it's unreasonable, but there's no other way to do it, because we meet a few days, a week before the regular monthly meeting, so that stuff is not uploaded yet. And I can see it being unfair if you get to look at it, and there's a lot of policies. There's first read, there's second read, there's third read, I think, what is it? First, second, and then we vote on it. So you have 2 opportunities to look at the stuff. I think I said this before, if you have changes, if you want changes, there's no reason why you cannot text or email, call and say, hey, look at this. As an example, the vice chair, call me and say, hey, we're having issues with, discipline. I like, us to bring the discipline, policy. That's what we did. That's coming in ahead, so, subject to your questions, by all means, you can email me, call me, or we can talk, afterwards about any good ideas, so.
I'd like to make a motion that we make the policy committee a committee of the whole, so that all board members who the state of North Carolina has a main responsibility of creating policy for the district are included in the conversation and aren't told what we're gonna be approving. I mean, when there's 3 board members on a committee, that's a quorum. You're effectively making the decision and presenting it to Rosa and I at the meetings.
There's a motion on the table to, make, the policy committee, as a whole, to include all the board members. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, those against? Nay.
Why are you against? Can we have discussion? We should have had discussion before, after the second.
No, we can have a discussion on a
Well, we
later
don't have to-
time, but not right now. I wanna move the agenda.
Yeah, but we were supposed to have a discussion after the second, after someone's second, and then you ask for a discussion. That's only fair, but you go ahead.
I understand, like I said, you have a first, you have,
It's already been discussed.
like,
You got something to say?
look.
No, I was just wondering why everybody couldn't, that wasn't discussed, but it's okay. It was discussed that, how the process goes. It wasn't discussed why we couldn't be privy, because that's what this board does. We make policy. So, but it wasn't discussed, but it's okay.
But actually,
It's
Mr.
on the
Castle, I was kind of
people.
just using the correct term, a committee of the whole for what you suggested to begin with, so I'm kind of confused where that went. Because you said that we should all be at the meeting.
Chairman,
Excuse me?
Dr. Ramsey, whenever we do the policies and corrections, do you send them out to everybody to review them?
I don't.
No, it's only been to us. Because we're in the committee. Okay, so,
So they don't have an opportunity to read them?
the only opportunity they have is when it's presented on the regular board meeting as a first read. And then
On a consent agenda,
on the consent agenda,
with no
and then,
discussion and no presentation.
and then, on the second read, that's when they have the input. This is why, if the board wishes,
So do
that
they
is,
ever have the opportunity to read them before coming to a meeting? That's my question.
well, this is my interpretation. Lawyer, if you can, chime in here if I could be wrong, but this is my interpretation of committees, okay? You have 3 board members, okay? I'm just gonna be blunt about this, okay? There's 3 board members, if they agreed on set policy, okay? That to me is translated that you all have 3 votes already to pass that specific policy. Okay, so if you have a first read and you have an issue, well, not an issue, if you have input, you still have a second read. Why can you not at that time, pull that policy out, whatever it is, and then address it with the chair of the policy, to look into it? I mean, there's more than one way. I myself, don't agree that we need to include the entire board this is why you have committees.
And I think our policy says it's.
Yes, it does.
And also.
Yeah, because the
I don't
policy
think
committee
though-
created that policy last year.
Hold on,
All those are
hold on,
chair-
hold
Go
on,
ahead.
just hold on a second. Okay, what we're not gonna do is we're not gonna talk over each other, okay? If you want the floor, we will have more or less a protocol. So if you want the floor, ask me for the floor, for the table, and I'll give it to you so you can talk, so we're not talking, away each other. So, Jesse,
I think Angela's good.
Angela,
Okay, what I'm trying to understand is, she's saying that we have a quorum, but at no time do we vote until we come to this meeting.
that's right.
Even though she's saying that we have a quorum, but we don't vote ever. Everyone around this table can attest to that. We don't vote until we come to this meeting. So I just want to understand what you're saying, what you're implying.
I'm implying that Rosa and I are never allowed to be part of the conversation about changes on policy. We're just presented at the last minute with with 20 policies. You have 30 days to look at it, but we had 2 or 3. Yesterday, I had no time because I didn't even have access to it. I had to request access and I was granted access today to the policies.
So
that could happen, those things could
every
happen.
time we come to this meeting about these policies, it's happening that no one has time.
Well, it's my understanding that when you have the first read, it's just a recommendation by the policy committee, okay? And then you have a whole month to target any or all policies, on the first read. And then if you have any questions, you can bring it, email it, call, and address, the modifications to whatever policy that you're interested, to me. And then I look at it and then, we address it. The other thing is that the policy committee, what people don't understand is that it's an open door. We're not closed. Nobody says that nobody can come to the policy committee, but the only people that are gonna have input during the meeting is 3 board members. That's it. Okay, so if y'all wanna have any, more questions about this later on, we can address this later on. For now, we're gonna go ahead and move on.
Okay, I would like to request that our attorney look into that. And because
To look into what?
how 2 board members can be excluded from the conversation about the policy. Because North Carolina Department of Public Instruction says that it's our #1 job as a board member. Now, I agreed to move on, but I think it should be looked into because we should be doing the right thing. And it's not just about the board members being presented, the policy changes. The people here deserve to know what we're doing.
Well, you know what?
That's what we're here for.
Isn't the policies public?
You know what,
It's not the public's job to do a whole bunch of research. It's our job to present it and
We
discuss
can't
it in
go
public.
They don't do any research, we present them.
Madam.
But when do you present them?
Sherman,
They're never
yes,
presented.
ma'am.
we can't read all of it to, the public either.
We're not gonna do
Sometimes
that.
you have to.
Of course not. Like you've already
I'm-
said, a
I'm
lot of it
speaking.
is.
Can I have the floor, please?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Thank you. It'll take us forever to read all these policies to the public. That's why we put them out there for them to read as well. Sometimes you have to take accountability of what you want to know.
That's
If
right.
we put it there, it's your responsibility. Meet us halfway, you know? So what I'm sensing is that, you all wanna be on the, policy committee?
Yes.
Rosa, do you wanna be in the policy committee?
I think
I did. I said, I made a motion that we change it to a committee of the whole, so anyone has the opportunity to go and have input, but they're not required to go.
No, when, these people, us 3, we are required to go there because you need a minimum of 2 people to be able to move a policy forward for the board. Just to clarify, to make sure that the audience is completely correct, we don't vote. We do not vote. We recommend, we read, and we collaborate. And when we agree on a specific word or a sentence to be changed, then it changes and then it goes forward for first read or second read. That's what we've been doing, but at no time I don't ever remember voting until we make it to the board. Now, just for the public, so the public can know, every policy that I know about is in the website, because that's how I learned about some policies when I was running for a school board member. And so I understand it's our duty as board members, but I am not gonna sit here and read every policy that gets moved forward to the board. What we can do, if the board wishes, is that, Don can go ahead and email everybody and say, these are the next, because I don't know, because to me, I'm getting into the weeds. The direction is the next, policies is gonna be a total of 20. And the next board meeting, are gonna be given a copy of the next 20. That is the time that we find out, that those are the next, 20 policies. And at that time, y'all can also be given a copy. And if right now as it stands, I think we voted on it, and if not, we're gonna vote on it. The policy indicates a chair, an additional board member not to exceed a total of 3 board members. It doesn't say the other board members can't attend, but as it relates to providing input during that meeting, it's 3. As a matter of fact, none of the staff provide input.
Well, they weren't elected to, we were.
Yeah, I know that. And so, do you, based on the question, because I'm not gonna, to me, it's unnecessary expenditure of money, but if we were wrong when we were talking about the number of people on the committee, I'm sure that we would have been told by the lawyer, you can't do that. You have to have all. A minimum, I know it's gotta be 2 people, 2 board members.
So the one thing I'd like to clarify is that today during policy committee meeting, it was discussed amending or revising the current committee policy so that it's limited to 3 individuals. That has not been voted on by the board yet, so that's not policy yet, but that is what's been proposed by the board, is that it be limited to 3 individuals. But that's my only point of clarification.
Why would we be limiting it to 3 individuals?
Is that's what we agreed on?
So
But
listen,
y'all
now, when
agreed
you
on it.
agreed on it, and when you come to the board and you vote on it, guess who's gonna vote yes?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
That's what I just said.
But that, well, then
But
that's.
but we're not voting during the
Forum and
policy
making decisions
committee.
for the whole board.
Can you please find out if the policy as currently proposed in the near future, if it's legal? If it's not legal, then please provide us with the information in the next policy committee. That way, if it's unlawful what we're doing, we will address that policy accordingly. Okay? But from now on the next board meeting that we have, the monthly meeting, when you provide a copy to all of us, make sure that they also get a copy of it. The only thing I ask is to make sure at least 2 weeks until we sort this out. I'd like to have at least 2 weeks, call me, whatever, and address, hey, we need to change this. And really, we've been just doing spell check 99% of the time.
Do we not have to discuss policy and propose changes in public?
We do in the policy committee. That's when we do it.
Okay, so I'm not gonna, when I change something, I'm not gonna discuss it with you. I'd like to discuss it in a board meeting.
I just said what I'm requesting, okay? Any other questions? No? Okay. All right, so, can I get a motion to approve the school board policy second read?
I make a motion to approve the school board policy second read.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been first and second, I'm all discontorted right now. I apologize. All in favor, say yes. Those against? Okay. All right, the next item is information. Yeah, construction update.
I don't know if you're gonna introduce me. I think we're all familiar. You aren't too quick to go. You. Dr. Stone, good evening. Board members, good evening. Dr. Spells, good evening. Happy to be here before you today to give you the monthly update on the school project. I will start off by saying, unfortunately, you cannot attend previously when we were looking to schedule a tour of the facility with the board. I do hope you take a look at calendars moving forward and try to identify a time to see it. Be good to come through there, and that your next opportunity will probably be ribbon cutting. So you're welcome as always. So the project to date, going well, getting dried in. That's a key you've heard me talk about before. Been very wet out there. You see it, it's in your backyard here. Most of you probably drive by it a lot. You see all the mud and muck in the foreground here just after an evening of rain. But hopefully, we're gonna see that change quickly with paving going down and concrete going down. That'll make it a lot cleaner in the building too. So the exciting thing here, progress since last time, is the front entry. You can see the metal panels going up at that entry feature. You can see a glimpse of the red underneath. Next slide, please. And so there you get a real impact feel of it. A very exciting entry taking shape right there. Behind that, you can see the entry glass wall from floor all the way up to it. So it's going to be a very exciting space. Next slide, please. Inside, once you get inside those doors, this is the lobby vestibule area. You can see the trophy display cases being framed down on the wall opposite. And again, the glass wall that gets you into the school. To the right, of course, is the reception. That is the process of entry for anybody. They cannot walk straight into the school. They must be let in the front door. They get into this space, and then they're let into reception. Control, control, control for safety throughout the process. Next slide, please. Cafeteria, dining area. The glass is going in the system, out the back to the outdoor dining space. So you can see a lot of that taking shape there. The stairs on the left go up to the second floor, as you may remember from the previous plan submissions, and to the right is the serving lines. Next slide, please. Down the hallway, you've seen me take these pictures many a time. You've seen it in very early, rough, messy construction. You can see now how everything is starting to take shape. You can see where the break for all the classrooms are by that accent red paint on the walls. Once all the systems are cleaned up and put in and they're done with the glass on the exterior, they will move to the interior and begin putting in the glass walls, separating the classrooms from the hallways. Next slide, please. Progress of a typical classroom. Lighting is going into the grid that's been laid in probably about 20%. And this is as of last week of the classrooms. You can also see where the mechanical diffusers are being laid in as they're getting ready to trim out these rooms. Next slide, please. Gymnasium paint is getting wrapped up. In this photo, you can see that the walls are pretty much there, getting the glass in to the left, and the right is helping them focus on this space next. This is looking back towards where the stage platform is, and you can see the little purple drywall there, the bulkhead that's built over that. That will be trimmed out in wood across there, and the board had previously approved a graphics package, and graphics will be put on the wall above that, on that end, and on the wall behind where I was standing on this photo. Bleachers will be on the left and right. Next slide, please. So when you come into the building, this is the main area where you can look this direction to the classroom wing. Behind me standing here is the platform where the board will conduct its future board meetings from. And then the gym is behind that. So you can get a feel down as this is finishing. What's missing from this is the glass and door systems, which will create the security separation between this common space and the classrooms at the first and second floor. So again, as they finish getting the glass in the exterior so they can start getting some heat in the building, they'll be moving to the interior glass systems. Next slide, please. Once you would go past the glass entry system into the classroom wing, this is where the students or anyone coming will see. Classes along the left, stairs in front to go up, and in the back, way in the back there, you can kind of see the learning stair, glimpse of that. To the right, up on the second floor, those openings are to the Student Services Center in the building. Next slide, please. So going past those first set of stairs, you're now in the open area. This is where kind of your media collection area is going to be for the building, and the learning stairs in the back there, and you can see the classrooms at the first and second floor on the left and the right. Next slide, please. From the second floor, looking back that direction, this is the landing for the first set of stairs that you encounter on the first. You can see the Student Services Suite at that floor level across there. And you can see again the classrooms on the right moving down the hallway where the red accent paint is. Next slide, please. This is a look back at the entry where you came in, and on the left is the platform stage area where you can, it's a dual side. One side is over in the gymnasium, this side's out in this common dinings area. Again, that's kind of where the future board meetings will be held. And you can see the entry glass system going in the center there. Next slide, please. So again, to remind everybody, you have a two-phase project: build the building, occupy it, then tear down what's been abandoned, install the tennis courts, the bus parking, and the storm retention basin. So that's phase two. So there's these two distinct phases. We've worked over the past with staff to identify the time they need to occupy the building, move everybody out. It's a little game of movement and show game out there for who's moving into this building, who's moving over to the remaining campus side, maintenance to go in and strip out, some buildings to be demolished, items that they want to keep and need, such as your cores to your doors where the keys go in, keep those, certain equipment pieces, technology to go in and take what they need. Then the buildings could be torn down. So that period has been defined to be from June 8th to July 20th of next year. Next month when I see you, I'll be able to say this year. So it's coming up. Before you all know it, believe it or not, it's going to be here. Summer will be here. Students will be excited. There has been an impact to the schedule. We've talked about this briefly, and we've been diligently working with the construction team to identify what this may be to it, what is going to happen, how can it be recovered. They've had some weather delays. You recall months ago when we talked about the issues with the water line having asbestos lined pipe in it and the delay that caused. They've worked to recover as much schedule as they can. Right now, they're targeting April, May as their completion date for substantial. Legal terminology, recognizing the attorney here, substantial means for intended use. So that means substantial is you can go in and use the school for the use of instruction as intended. Final completion means all those little punch list things are completed and the contractor is done. Punch list items would be things, fixing paint, adjusting doors, those little things. Nothing major like this room can't even be used. So that's when you see, I don't think I defined that in my previous meetings with y'all, but as that date's coming closer, I wanted you to understand the difference between substantial and final. So we're still on track, still on target. Again, the target date really to be achieved is the facilitation of June 8th to July 20th to occupy. So next slide, please. The budget. Very important. This is something every board is very concerned about, budgets, as they should be. Right now, the contractor is at just over 66% paid on the contract. Time-wise, it's further than that. You like the difference between those. You like the lag. You always want to have the contractor in the little lag, keep the funding behind their progress so that there's always the incentive to keep plugging ahead and working quickly. The project contingencies, report on these each month to let you know where you are. It has used almost 70% of the contractor contingency. It has used over 200% of the design contingency. but you have gained money in the owner contingency of about 28%. In the end, all that money is the school district's money, it's in the contract. So we look at it as a collective. You started with over 2.4 million. Remaining amount is over 1.1 million. Potential, these aren't finalized, they're just potential, 626,000, which means at this date of last week, the known remaining contingency amount is 538,000. That's a comfortable number. I've said before, you're in good condition. The building is drying in. The unknowns are pretty much out of the pocket until we start the demolition, abatement, and that work over there. At this stage of the project, having $538,000 available still is very good. Any questions on those numbers? Okay, next slide.
So the
Oh,
28% gain is basically 500,000, is that what you're talking about?
28% gain? No, that's
The owner's contingency.
all contingencies brought together. The contractor, the design contingency, and the owner contingency, you combine them all together, there's 538,000 remaining.
Okay.
Over $500,000 remaining. So it's good to have. And as I told the board, as we get to the demolition phase and everything coming down there, we'll have a real firm up on that money and working with staff, present some options that money can go to the betterment of the high school. So, well, that'll be something we'll cross as we get closer here to the July date. Next slide. Again, this is the summary sheet of the budget of all the categories that the board had identified at the beginning of the project and in the guaranteed maximum price contract with the contractor. So all the categories are listed on the left, the budget amounts, or the next column, how much is allocated in those, what has been encumbered, committed to, and how much has been expended. So in column E, the expended amount, anything that has a highlighted color in there are items that have changed since my last month's update to the board. Most of them are just your regular monthly expenditures for payment on services. And then column F is remaining. That's the difference between the encumbered and the expenditure. And column G is funds that are not encumbered yet in the project. So this is the column we talked about, that any savings through the process of purchasing any technology items for the school, anything remaining in certain line items like miscellaneous fees and such, project assistance fee, remaining money, those funds can also be decided upon to determine how to allocate to the betterment of the high school. And those will be, again, known as we get further into the project towards completion. That's it for the monthly update. If there's any other questions that I can assist with.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah. Thank you.
So, John, I do have a question. Last time the board made an attempt to get a tour, and we got preoccupied with a prior task. So I was wondering, was it the board's wishes to see another tour before the furniture gets delivered? I already went to it one time, but I think it'd be a good idea for the board to make an attempt to go, making sure we don't have any tasks before then, that we just meet specifically for that event, because I think it's a really good idea to see it as it is right now. It'd be nice if all of us would have went when it was still wet inside, because it was a really mess. But looks like everything's dry now, so with the board, like to get a tour of it before we get the furniture delivered, because I think it'll be too late by then.
Yes.
Can we make an arrangement for a date
Absolutely.
Way before the
We'll work with,
furniture gets delivered?
We'll work with Dr. Spells and work out some dates coming up. Obviously with the holidays and everyone's commitment, my recommendation would be at the earliest would be January. Of course, we accommodate the board anytime. And the earliest would be sometime in January, should the board have that availability. And if not, we just continue finding the right date.
So John, we are on task.
I'm sorry?
No delays, we're on task.
We are on right now task, as I said, for April, May is where they're targeting right now. Originally, we were hoping to get them to that substantial completion at the end of February, beginning March. But they could not recover the time that was lost with some of those early issues like the water line pipe with the weather delays. That slowed them down the most. This has been a very, very wet year for construction, and at that job site, it was slowing everything down. This wasn't high up ground in a mountain that was rocky and everything just ran away from it. Water just sat there with all the muck and slowed all the progress down on the site.
Okay.
Any more questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the next item is the RFP high school restroom renovation.
So, good evening, Mr. Castleton, board members, Dr. Spills, and guests. Tonight, I'll go through the Hope County High School restroom renovation in this presentation. Board members, these are probably familiar images that you've seen earlier this year because this information was presented as part of the capital project request to the Hope County Commissioners. And it was approved for the 25-26 list. There are 2 restrooms located in the guidance hallway at Hope County High School. They're currently non-functional and they're in need of full renovation. The goal is to get these restrooms upgraded to meet ADA requirements as well as to support daily use from our students on campus. So it will be necessary to renovate these in order to provide students with adequate access to the restrooms from the McDonald's side and the McAllister building as well. So we did 2 processes here. We did post a request for price on our Hope County Schools website. And I did this in 2 separate timelines. The first timeline was October 21 through November the 4th, and the second one was November the 6th through November the 15th, each of those running for at least, I think it was 10 days. During the first posting period, no responders or no bids were received, although there was 2 vendors that did express interest in this project, and that was Centrix and Thomas Plumbing. During the second posting, Thomas Plumbing did reply and provide a response. So the highlights from Thomas Plumbing did meet the identified scope of work that was outlined in the request for price. All work is scheduled to be completed by May 1, 2026 in this timeline. And Thomas Plumbing, or the company, is committed to working with Hope County Schools to supply or provide this work, and they are willing to work either-wise after hours, on weekends when school's not in session, to accommodate the needs of the students and staff members. And if any work is to be done during the school hours, of course, they would coordinate with us to receive permission to do that, but also taking into consideration the type of work that would be done in order to eliminate something like a jackhammer going through the floor. And then with the type of work that is being provided, the company is also providing a 12-month warranty on their work. The capital project that was presented to the Hope County Commissioners was in the estimated range at the time when we had a price for this project was $150,000. But of course, since then we have experienced some inflation in materials. But $150,000 was what was allotted in Thomas's Plumbing RFP response. The quoted price, or the price that he provided, was $149,000. When we look at the RFP did request for a mini split system. If you're not familiar with mini splits, they're basically ductless air HVAC systems for heat and air that would go in and be installed. And the reason for that was to provide adequate airflow into those two restrooms. But in order to meet the cost that we had allocated at $150,000, it did not include the mini splits. So that's why it came in at $149,000. To include the mini splits would be an additional $16,000. So with reviewing the budget and reviewing the information that we do have two options if we wanted to consider installing those. The first option would be to take it out of the maintenance and the district budget. But of course, at $16,000, that is a pretty hefty price tag. Option number two would be to present the information back to the Hope County Commissioners and informing them of the amount of money that we have saved throughout the projects over the timeline this year so far, and request that we are allowed to reallocate the money into other projects, and this being one of them. We did have a meeting with the Hope County, well, I would say Mr. James Leach last year. It was Ms. Holmes, Ms. Richardson, and myself that met with him. And during that meeting, he did advise us that would be the more practical thing to do, especially if we have any remaining funds. And right now, with the projects that we've completed this year, we are at approximately $97,151.51 that we have saved in projects. And thank you, that concludes that presentation.
Any questions?
I have a question. So is Thomas Coleman the only one that, is turning the budget?
Yes, ma'am. Thomas
So-
Coleman was the only vendor.
So why we can't have an option three, put it back out there and get more bids?
So I guess from the legal standpoint, I'm not saying that couldn't be done. I think that it probably could be done, but from the legal standpoint now, with knowing that the price that Thomas Plumbing provided, I don't know how that would work out.
So we already voted on that?
No, it's information item.
Yeah, so why we can't, Madam Attorney?
So you wanna put it back out? Has the bid, has it been awarded yet?
No, it hasn't been awarded to anyone, because tonight is information and it will come back for action next agenda.
Right. I mean, it is a possibility to open it back up. How many times has it been? Twice. And
I have a question. Would Thomas Plumbing be able to resubmit a bid when other people are allowed to resubmit a bid after knowing what their bid already was? Would Thomas Plumbing, who's already made the original bid, are they gonna be able to respond to the request for proposal?
so if we put it back out for bid, then it's just starting the process over again, opening it up.
So they would.
So
do you need a motion?
Okay. Now I'm just wondering if, so when we put, how do they know that it was $150,000? You put that out there? You told them?
That was when the response came back, and that was the only one that was submitted. We had that communication or that conversation with Thomas Plumbing.
And it's typical at that point for it to become public information. So the bids are usually not shared until after the period is up and you open up the bids and then you know the price.
But I mean, we didn't vote on it, so.
So when, are we done?
Go ahead.
So my only question would be is, this is, it looked pretty hazardous to me. If we hazardous, the nasty stuff, I thought I saw some stuff in one of the urinals.
Oh.
Right, okay. The hazardous stuff. So my only question will be is, if we tabled it, to go out there for open bid all over again, are we gonna get any more businesses? How long was this out there for open bid? And we only got a total of 2 and only 1 responded. So are we gonna get a different outcome by prolonging it another month? Because this is not coming back again. If we table it, it won't come back again until January.
You come back as the information item in January, yes, sir.
And so it'll be 3 months. Because then it won't go into an action item until February or March, if something else happens.
And didn't you say that you, Ms. Holmes, and Ms. Richardson spoke with Chairman Leach, and he said that you might want to come back to them?
So what happens with that, excuse me, is that if we save money on other projects, we have to go back to them to reallocate to projects that we need to finish, like, whenever we didn't do the middle schools and we needed more money, we had to reallocate that money to finish those middle schools. And the thing about it with the everything, if we don't get on it, in June, we lose the whole $150,000.
I mean, we can get on it before then. I mean, I just feel like we should put it back out there. The project is $150,000. I mean, they gave us $150 to spend on it. So they right at 149 plus this other stuff. So we're gonna go over.
That's great.
I mean, whatever the majority, I'm against it.
Dr. Hunt, do you believe that you didn't receive other bids because it's outside of the scope of work capable of other plumbing companies? Because I believe Thomas Plumbing, I remember the article we just did about them, they are one of the only companies that can even do the digging, is that right?
I don't know if they're the only company.
They now specialize in some kind of extensive plumbing beyond the normal scope of typical plumbing. Is that right?
They do.
And does that impact the bid?
Past that, yes. Because when I interviewed them, they said they did other projects and like tile work and stuff like that. When they remodel bathrooms and stuff, they do that stuff.
But they're not.
And then he told me that they'll be working at night, all night long. So the project will probably take about 3.5 months just working at night. So that's a long time. So if you're looking at, we got to be doing when was it, May what?
I had May 1 in the timeline.
Did we reach out to anybody and ask why they didn't bid, or?
No, the one company that the company represented myself, we had some kind of communication correspondence back and forth. They did ask questions about the project. They went to the site and viewed it. And then I don't know the reason why, but just at the end, they did not submit a bid.
So I'm not sure that we should table this item. But if somebody wants to move a motion to table it.
I think if it's on information, I think it just would come as an action item next month, is that correct?
Well, it's gonna take longer because it's gotta go out there for bidding. How many days is it gonna be out there?
Well, I think we'd have to make a motion to add that to the agenda and then vote on that, is that right?
Is it gonna be available as an action item for the next board meeting if it goes out there for bidding?
It depends on the process. The practice has been that, month one comes as information, month two comes as an action item. There have been circumstances where the board has allowed us to present an emergency situation that got voted on at that board meeting instead of coming as both. With that, it would be at the direction of the board.
How long was this process? Like the bidding, yeah.
I began advertisement, I think it was October 21 for 10 days, took it down, didn't receive a response. Took it back up for another 10 days, got the one response in that 10-day window, so that was a total of a little over 20 days for that entire process.
And then the other contractor we had talked to, me taking them to the site and then back and forth, and then giving them the plans of the school and all that, and then getting back with us. That was probably 3 weeks of getting everything, and then he just.
And then he didn't want to do it.
He said it was just too
much.
Too much.
It's
Just
gonna be
too
outside of the
extensive.
scope of work with most plumbers.
So based on what I'm hearing, I think we should continue to move this item forward. Is that my understanding?
And that doesn't require any action at this point because it's on the board for information.
But if we tabled it, yeah, I don't think we should table it.
Do we need to make a
Just-
motion to go to Jamie?
I think we should.
We need to make a motion to go to Jamie at least.
So it's the money.
Right.
Is this an item, I mean, it's information, but you gave us two options, correct?
Yes, if we were going to pursue the mini splits.
So which one do we want? Which option do we want?
So do I need to make a motion to add that as an action item to this agenda?
Well,
So right now, it's just on for information, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's no action needed as far as the mini split or no mini split at this point, and that would be before the board in the January meeting, for action. So right now, it's just to inform you of what's going on, and there's no action needed. And then at the next board meeting, you'd be able to take an action after having a month to think
So
about
we
what's
just give him a directive, so the superintendent just give him a directive to speak with the county, the commission? Because one of your options was
To ask
speak
for,
with him, right,
to
so
reallocate the funds.
instead of voting, you just give him a directive, is that it?
We don't need a vote from you to do that.
No.
cause they,
I'm
so
just
let
saying
me,
give him a directive, I'm not saying vote.
so let me understand this, cause I think we're kind of confused here. No, I'm getting confused here. So you're gonna pursue both options, or you're pursuing one option, cause you proposed two options, so it's implied that we might have to vote on, or give directions on one of the actions, so.
He didn't ask, Chairman, he said his recommendation was option 2.
That's what he said?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
And option 2 was.
Dr. Spells, is that what you want?
Yes.
All right, well, let's go.
Presented to the county
Go to
commissioners
county
for
commissioners.
for approval of the reallocation.
Okay.
And the reason why we had the mini splits was because the school doesn't have any in that area right now, it doesn't have any area in there. It's only got board heat, that's how it was a long time ago. And all you've been through, like how it smells. And it was a last minute decision, I said, let's put a mini split in there. That way, it'll keep it, standard temperature in there, that way it doesn't smell like,
So it doesn't do the same thing it's already done.
smell bad all the time.
Cause I asked the same question, Ms. Sullivan, about the mini splits. The mini splits is just gonna make the project better.
So I just didn't want to, I didn't want to be, because that bathroom be hot all the time, in that confined area. I just wanted to update it, put some air in there to, and we are also putting a vent in each one of them to have it going all the time too.
Okay, so it's option 2 and we're moving forward.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, next item is the vacancy report.
Chair, board members, Superintendent Spells, good evening. Yes, good evening. I'm just here to present the vacancy report. I'll be brief and quick. At this time, we have a total of 44 vacancies. Of those vacancies, 27 are certified, 18 classified. Hopefully, 10 will come off tonight to reduce 34 after tonight.
All right, next item is the class waiver request.
Good evening, Chairman, board members, and everyone here this evening. I would like to provide some information regarding a class size waiver for West Hope Elementary School, specifically for kindergarten. I did provide you a hard copy of the waiver, along with just some information on class size expectations. North Carolina's class size requirements for grades kindergarten through 3rd grade are established in the general statute. It sets a maximum individual class size and it outlines the limited circumstances in which the State Board of Education may grant a waiver. The law also allows waivers under specific conditions, including classes organized for solitary curricular areas such as our Spanish immersion programs. This applies to West Hope Elementary School because they are over in one of their classrooms, but there's really not another option to move kids because their Spanish immersion class is there.
So we are going to request a waiver, which is going to require a signature of the board chair as long as the superintendent, and we wanted to share that information with you this evening. Any questions?
Okay.
What school did you say was that? West Hope Elementary School, in their kindergarten classes.
Any more questions? All right, next, area is the action items. First item is the, learning.com tech quote. Who's, any questions? Normally somebody.
We've already.
No questions? All right, can I get a motion to approve the, which title do I use? The first one? Learning.com tech quote, 2526. Can I get a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the learning.com tech quote for 25-26 school year.
I'd second that.
That's been first and second. Those in favor, say yes.
Alright.
Aye. Those against? Okay. Next item is the San Hills Memorandum of Understanding. I looked at this and I only have a question, to make sure that we're, if we go all the way to the bottom, thank you for all the work about the 10 students per class. I'm currently now, I don't have a problem, so we can move it. But this is where I'm going. The current signature here is the previous Madam Chair, Catherine Blue. And the day it gets approved is today. I'm the chair now, so I myself don't have an issue if, so we don't change the name, but I don't know, can we do that? If not, it's gonna have to change.
I would recommend that we just strike out Catherine Blue's name, put in your name, and you sign it.
Okay, all right.
Motion.
Yeah, can I get a motion to approve the, San Hills Memorandum of Understanding with Hope County Schools?
I move to approve the, San Hills Memorandum of Understanding, with the striking of,
Signature names. Signature names.
yeah, with the striking of Catherine Blue's name and Edgeworth.
A second.
Okay, yes. Then first and second, those in favor, say yes. Yay.
Aye.
Aye. Those against? Okay. And, all right, and then the EC contract, equalized sensory services.
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the EC contract, equalized sensory services.
A second.
Okay. Then first and second, those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And, can I get a motion for closed session?
Move to go into closed session under North Carolina General Statutes 143-318.11 to prevent the disclosure of confidential personnel and student matters, to consider matters related to initial employment of individual employees, and to consult with our board attorney to preserve the attorney-client privilege.
Yes, sir.
Second.
Then first and second, those in favor? Aye. Okay, can we take 5 minutes?